I was going to say that SEO with Fat Joe is as peaceful as this, but then the birds are all having fights.
Did you know that Google personalizes many searches by city and Also Asked is the only tool to access live People Also Ask data at city level? Try for free at alsoasked.com.
Tired of SEO guesswork? Quadra's AI agent goes deeper to uncover high-impact optimizations and completes hours of SEO in minutes. Get started now.
Hello. So we are selling spare parts for automotive. That was the introduction. So the real value of Google Search Console data in BigQuery is my topic. I will skip the setup, basics, and schema part. So there are some great articles, and so for the step-by-step setup guide, some articles, schema and table reference also from Google. There's a one-on-one video. And also very good advice from Marco about optimizing the queries and also like cost control in BigQuery. So check the slides and video to learn more about that. Why we need more than the UI and Google Search Console API. Raise your hand if you are using the API already. And who is using BigQuery? Oh, nice. So we have 2 million indexed URLs, roughly 900K products, 500 categories, and we are tracking 2.5 million relevant keywords per country. That's the reason why we are in a very long tail area and why we need to kind of go a bit deeper than what the UI is providing us or the API is providing us. So we need to, let's say, analyze historic data, go into the granularity, and also the accuracy is very important for us, and also like the coverage, we need to analyze more URLs than usual e-commerce business. Also a great study by Backlinko revealed that more than 90% of all search queries are long-tail keywords. So that's the reason why we need to go deeper into the Google Search Console data. Before I dig into the, give you some examples, what we are doing with the Google Search Console data, I want to give you some ideas before you start writing complex queries and exploring all the data you have in BigQuery. And as I highlight, you need to ask really good questions to the data before you even activate the export in the Google Search Console, before you even start collecting data. Ask yourself, what are my questions? What I want to derive from the data. So some good starting points is tie your data and your query and your dashboards, reports, whatever you want to build, to actions you want to derive from the data. That's a very good starting point. And then also to sort out the relevance of what you want to do with the data is this query, report, whatever, answering a strategic or operational problem you have. If not, don't do it. And also, is this an information I need daily, weekly, monthly? You heard probably Google released yesterday a change for the API where you can get hourly data, Google Search Console data from the API. But who is using hourly data from Google Search Console? I don't know if it's necessary for an e-commerce business. Probably for publishers, they publish an article and they want to see the hourly, so if the article is performing at the moment or not. But for most of us, it's not relevant to have hourly data of the Google Search Console data unless you check it really. Okay, is it performing? Is it performing? I mean, we don't need it. yeah, so start with good questions. If you have like a range of questions and a list of all your answers you want to gather from the data, then you can start. Yeah, so some examples, what we are using day to day. This is coupled to Looker Studio because there you can set up like different parameters, and with that you can basically check how your segments are performing. You can so in the example you can select the device, select the search type, as you have also in the Search Console. You can build the same logic from the UI of the Search Console, basically also in Looker Studio or wherever you want to put your data. Then it looks like this. So you can immediately adjust the results based on the selection you have. So if you want to check all the image traffic data, whatever, you can just update it. Or if you want to combine that, it will immediately adjust the results because you are updating the query. So you have dynamic queries basically. Second one is custom calculations. So it's perfectly if you want to copy the UI logic also into your reporting system, and also you can kind of see immediately like, is the performance trend positive, negative, instead of just looking at a line in the Google Search Console UI. You can see on which days, weeks, I see peaks and drops, what's happening there, what's going on, and also like if you created segments, I will come to that, you can see how each segment is contributing to a decrease or increase of your performance. That's the example. I'm just daily, so that's this is the delta for each day. As you can see, on Valentine's Days, nobody's buying spare parts. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, so you can basically calculate whatever you want. I will give you more examples in the next slides. Talking about segmentation, that's also, so you need to imagine we have 500 categories and also combined it with like car manufacturers, car models, model groups. So we have different page segments and we need to track them. So we have more than 30 segments. It's not typical for an e-commerce. Normally you have category pages, product pages, some service pages, whatever. But in our area, we have like more than 30 segments which are generating traffic. And therefore we need to really create the segments, as you can see. So I have some examples there. I'm the first one using the laser pointer. So we create a segment for that. So this is very specific to our industry. Then products, brands, categories, and so on. You need to adjust this for your business model, whatever you are. So I guess in news it's different. You can do it also for categories, whatever you want. Yeah. Also, what's very interesting, and that's the part where you can combine the methods, like you can use custom calculation for the segmentation. So you map metrics to build segments. You say, okay, I want to cluster all low CTR URLs into one segment, and then track the performance and see how they are evolving. Also, so you calculate, for example, the last click for a URL and then say, okay, this page is a dead page because it wasn't performing since 6 months, for example. And also, yeah, mapping the importance, like, do I have too much ranking keywords for URL? And you can combine it and use it as you want, as you need. Yeah, you need to ask the right question. If you have a problem with your CTR, whatever, you can build custom segments, calculations, and then analyze it or like track it for how it's evolving through time. In our case, it looks like this, for example. So we are tracking multiple segments throughout. So you see the time period is quite long. So we see some bugs happening here, for example. So we are tracking URLs which are not existing, like parameterized URLs. They shouldn't generate impressions or clicks at all. We have a segment built for that. When a developer has a great idea to index all the parameterized URLs, then it will pop up here. And then another developer had another great idea. And you see, so you are also tracking, like, kind of QAing the stuff what shouldn't happen. So indexed URLs shouldn't generate clicks. That's it. And if it does, then you have a problem. And you immediately recognize that because you build reports based on that, like weekly, monthly, whatever. And then you have tables and you can immediately check what's happening, what's going on with the segments. Very interesting historic queries. So even when you don't use the BigQuery export right now, activate it. Because after 16 months, you will have more data than the UI is providing you. So you can see here more than 21 months, I guess. So we started in September 23. And now we are seeing, for example, we are tracking the anonymized click share. So Google is not providing the keyword data for some URLs, clicks, for example. And we can see, for example, here how it evolves through time. So Google is not providing roughly 80% of all keyword data in the Google Search Console. Yeah, and it's kind of, we start to panic. It's getting more and more for whatever reason Google is doing there. And yeah, the question is, well, my keyword data, we have 80% anonymized queries. And that's also a reason why you should go with the Google Search Console data in BigQuery. Because, I mean, in the UI, you are just seeing 2% of the whole data. The API is providing more. Yeah, but this part is like much bigger than this. Therefore, we need to go with BigQuery. You need to decide on your case if it's necessary to go with the API, or you can stay probably. So if you're generating just 1,000 clicks, probably it's not needed to use the API or even export the data to BigQuery, unless you want to analyze historic data or whatever. But we need to go with BigQuery because we are in the long tail game, and that's crucial for business. And that's also very interesting. For me, it made the life much easier because we are currently talking about 4 different properties. So we have shops in Germany, Austria, Italy, France. We will expand in 20 more countries. And you can query multiple tables and visualize them in one graph. Yeah. So my former employee, we had 27 shops, and you spent the whole day switching properties in Google Search Console and stuff like that. You can really, really, really avoid spending time in the Google Search Console if you have ready-made visualizations and graphs and tables to check that. Also, I mean, you can monitor the market contribution to the global SEO performance. You have the overall cumulative SEO performance, so year-to-date over all properties, all shops, for example, or even combine it with the segments, how is the, let's say, the share of product pages in Germany compared to Austria? Why is it lower in Austria? And check how it's behaving over time. And also, you can immediately detect shifts and do a comparison of the trends. One segment is exploding, increasing heavily in Germany. Why it's not happening in Austria, or vice versa, and so on. So you can go and compare all your markets in one view and all your KPIs in one view. Also, very interesting for me, forecasting with machine learning. BigQuery has embedded machine learning models, so you can just use machine learning models embedded in BigQuery on top of your BigQuery, on top of your Google Search Console data, so you can immediately run, for example, forecasts. I mean, the reasons are quite obvious. You can see is the decrease, increase expected or not? Are you outperforming the normal growth rate? So we used some machine learning models to, when we launched the shop in a new market, to track, okay, is it evolving like it should or not? Are we on track or not? And also you can do kind of expectation management to say, okay, on Valentine's Day, we don't sell much of spare parts. Yeah. It's very simple. By the way, I'm sharing all the queries in a GitHub repository, so you don't need to take screenshots or whatever. Just go to the repository, adjust the table names and the query itself, and then you can run it in BigQuery immediately. But here you can see, we are just creating a machine learning model, which is quite accurate. I will show you the example, but you just select the clicks, date. That's also important, like the holiday regions, because there are some seasonality effects and so on. You can adjust this also to create forecasts for the segments, for the CTR involvement, for example. So you can combine all the methods I showed you into one machine learning model, for example. Yeah, so here you can see this is the Christmas day. So the green line is showing the predicted clicks, and it was pretty accurate. You can also, so you get also the let's say accuracy information also in BigQuery immediately in the user interface. So it took maybe half an hour to create this model and deploy it on top of the Google Search Console data. It's very simple. And last example, so tracking the SERP features, how they are performing. So if you're in e-commerce, product snippets, also like the organic shopping features, merchant listings features could be very important for you. There are flags for video, for example. Also for publishers, there are a lot of news-related flags. You can use them to track the performance of the SERP features, or also the channels like image, video, and so on. So, and you can immediately check what's happening, what's going on there. So we detected, for example, here that Google dropped the page experience flag. So you can see it goes with anonymized, surprise, surprise. But you can track all the features here and how they are evolving, if they are crucial for you. So you need to adjust here also for your business case. If you're a publisher, you need to track different features than an e-commerce business and so on. Yeah, as I mentioned, there are the queries, the slides also there. If you have questions, feel free to get in touch with me. Drop me a message on LinkedIn, visit my homepage if you have questions. That's it.
Demand Sphere. Limitless visual insights from the SERPs. Unlimited dashboards and users. Easy to use and easy to scale your growth to new levels.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.